Have you ever wished you could speak English more like a native speaker? Imagine stepping off a plane into the bright lights and busy streets of New York City for the very first time. Your heart pounds with excitement as you climb into a yellow taxi, watching skyscrapers flash by. At that moment, every sound feels new and every voice feels like a clue to the real rhythm of English. Shadowing or repeating sentences right after you hear them is a simple way to capture that natural flow and bring it into your own speech. Shadowing means listening to someone speak a sentence in English and then copying it exactly as you heard it. You match their tone, their speed, and even the small pauses between words. When you practice this way, you train your mouth and ears to work together. You begin to notice the tiny details of pronunciation that make a phrase sound natural. Each time you repeat a sentence, you build confidence and improve your ability to speak without thinking too hard about each word. Now picture Elena arriving at her hotel. She is both thrilled and a little nervous. It is her first visit to this city of endless possibilities. She presses the elevator button and feels her heart flutter as the doors slide open. Every announcement, every greeting, every sound of footsteps in the hallway is a chance for her to listen, repeat, and learn. That simple act of copying what she hears helps her feel closer to this new environment and more ready to join in the conversation around her. When Elena reaches the small restaurant down the street, she orders a chicken sandwich and fries. The sandwich is warm and smells delicious. The fries are golden and crisp. Instead of waiting for someone to teach her formal rules, she decides to practice by listening and shadowing the short story she hears in her own head. She quietly repeats each phrase under her breath, matching the pace of her own memories and the rhythm of her surroundings. This is the beginning of a fun and effective shadowing exercise. To start, listen to a simple sentence like, I arrive in New York City today. Say it aloud just as you hear it. Pay attention to which words you stress and how you move your lips and tongue. Next, repeat, it is my first time here with the same energy you imagine in Elena's voice. You might feel a little shy at first, but that is normal. With each repetition, your voice will grow stronger and more natural. Try recording yourself. Listen back and compare your pronunciation to the voice in your mind. Each small difference you notice is an opportunity to improve. When you see that your voice is getting closer to the original tone and speed, you will feel proud. This simple act of shadowing will help you speak with more confidence the next time you greet a stranger or order a meal in English. To deepen your practice, close your eyes and imagine the taxi ride again. Picture the driver smiling as he asks, "How was your flight?" Then say out loud, "My flight was smooth. Thank you." Notice how your voice changes when you add a polite tone. You have just created a new sentence that builds on the story, and you have shadowed it by speaking it yourself. This connection between images in your mind and the words you say makes learning stick in a powerful way. Shadowing is not only about copying words. It is about stepping into a scene, feeling the excitement and curiosity of a traveler like Elena, and letting that emotion fill your voice. When you match the feeling behind each sentence, you practice speaking English in a way that feels alive. Soon, you will find yourself using new words and expressions more naturally because you have trained your mouth and mind together. As you practice, remember that shadowing is flexible. You can choose any short paragraph or dialogue that excites you. It might be Ella Lena's story or another scene that makes you smile. The key is to listen carefully, repeat immediately, and keep your focus on matching both sound and feeling. Over time, you will notice your pronunciation smooth out, your rhythm become more steady, and your confidence rise with every word you speak. This simple method of practicing English by listening and repeating can transform your speaking skills. Just like Elena discovering a new city, you are exploring the sounds and rhythms of English. Each time you shadow a sentence, you take another step toward speaking with ease and clarity. So, why wait? Find a short story or a few sentences you love, press play, and start shadowing today. You will be surprised how quickly you begin to sound more natural and how much fun you have along the way. After you learn the basics of shadowing and meet Elena in New York, it is time to step into the heart of her story. Picture Elena sitting in a small diner, her chicken sandwich in front of her, and a paper bag of fries on the table. She shares the table with an older woman who sits quietly, her eyes calm. As Elena takes a bite of her sandwich, she notices the woman reach for a fry and eat it. At first, Elena does not say anything. She feels surprised and a little confused. Why is the woman taking her fries? When the woman takes another fry, Elena's confusion grows. She wonders if she should speak up. Her heart beats faster. She feels nervous and even a little angry. But she stays silent and watches. This quiet moment, full of shifting emotions, makes a perfect scene for your next shadowing exercise. To practice, begin by choosing 2 or 3 sentences that show these feelings. For example, try, I feel confused. I think this can't be real. Listen carefully to the way you want to say them. First, speak slowly and softly, as if you are whispering your inner thoughts. Then speak again more boldly, as if you are about to ask a question. Record yourself if you can, then play it back. Notice the rise and fall of your voice. Each time you repeat, aim to match the emotion you imagine Elena feeling: surprise and growing frustration. This exercise helps you learn not only the words, but also how to use your tone and pitch to express what you feel. Once you feel comfortable with your own voice, invite a friend or classmate to join you. You can act out a short scene as Elena and the older woman. One person says hello, and the other replies hello, just as in the story. Then Elena's part. She just took another fry. What is happening? Practice this dialogue several times, switching roles halfway. As Elena, you convey confusion. As the older woman, you remain calm and patient. This role play will help you practice conversational English and learn to respond with the right emotion. When you step into both characters' shoes, you build empathy and strengthen your speaking skills. Next, Try predicting what happens before the big reveal. Pause your practice and say out loud what you think will come next. You might say, I think the woman will finish all the fries. Or maybe she believes these fries are hers. Use full sentences and speak them clearly. This prediction activity encourages you to form new sentences on the spot and practice future tense structures like will and might. It also makes your shadowing more interactive. By voicing your own ideas, you become an active participant in the story rather than just a listener. Finally, add a creative twist by retelling the story from the older woman's point of view. Imagine her thoughts as she watches Elena order and eat. She might think, I see the young woman eating fries she thinks are hers. I wait calmly because I know these fries are mine. Record this new version and then shadow it, matching the older woman's gentle, patient tone. You can switch back and forth between Elena's voice and the older woman's voice in one practice session. This remix deepens your understanding of both characters, sharpens your ability to change tone quickly, and keeps your practice fresh and engaging. By exploring Elena's feelings, acting out the scene, predicting next steps, and remixing the story, you layer new practice techniques onto your shadowing routine. Each activity adds depth to your learning, helping you master not only words, but also the feelings and expressions that bring them to life. As you practice these simple, clear exercises, your confidence in speaking English will grow, and your ability to express emotion through shadowing will become a powerful tool on your language journey. When Elena finally looks in her bag and finds a fresh box of fries, she realizes with a start that all along she was eating the older woman's fries instead of her own. At first, she feels a rush of embarrassment. Her cheeks grow warm and her heart beats fast. She whispers, I'm sorry. And the older woman only smiles and says, Have a nice day. In that moment, Elena learns how easily we can jump to conclusions and how important it is to stay open and patient. This simple twist of the story shows us that mistakes can teach us powerful lessons about kindness and understanding. Now that you have explored every emotion in Elena's story, let us focus on 5 useful phrases. First, I put my bag down. When you say this, imagine placing something gently on a table. Next, what is going on here? Use this question when you feel confusion. Then, she takes out her phone. This phrasal verb shows how to describe removing something from a container. Fourth, the fries are gone. You can use gone to say that something has disappeared or is finished. Finally, keep practicing. Keep learning. These simple commands remind us to stay motivated. Try shadowing each phrase 3 times. Say them slowly, then at a normal pace, and finally, a bit faster. After you become comfortable, create your own sentences with each phrase. For example, you might say, I put my keys down, or my book is gone. This exercise helps you move from copying to creating. To make your practice more personal, think of a small misunderstanding from your own life. Perhaps you thought someone spoke to you and it was not true, or you took the wrong item by mistake. Write 5 or 6 sentences that describe what happened and how you felt. For example, I thought my friend called my name. I turned around and saw no one was there. I felt confused and a little embarrassed. Record yourself reading these lines and then shadow your own voice immediately. Listen to the recording and notice where you can add more expression or slow down for clarity. By telling your own story, you connect with the material on a deeper level. This personal twist makes learning more meaningful and memorable. To build real confidence, set up a daily shadowing challenge for 1 full week. On each day, spend 5 to 10 minutes practicing. On the first 2 days, focus on Elelena's story. On days 3 and 4, practice the older woman's perspective. Use day 5 to record and shadow your personal story. Day 6 can be dedicated to the 5 key phrases. On the final day, combine everything by doing a 1-minute retelling that includes emotion, phrases, and your own voice. Keep a small notebook or an app where you note what you practiced, what felt difficult, and one improvement you noticed. You might write, "Today I felt my pronunciation was clearer," or "My tone sounded more natural." Celebrate each small victory, whether it is a smoother sound or a more confident intention. As you complete this week of practice, remember that shadowing is a tool you can use every day. Whether you are listening to a story, a podcast, or a short video clip, shadow what you hear. You will find that your pronunciation becomes more precise, your rhythm more steady, and your speaking more confident. Share recordings with a friend or teacher to get feedback. Try new stories that interest you, such as a travel diary or a funny anecdote. Keep track of your growth and remind yourself that every mistake brings you closer to success. Shadowing is more than a method. It is a journey of self-discovery. It teaches you to listen closely, to feel the emotion behind the words, and to speak with clarity. By reflecting on Elena's experience, practicing key phrases, telling your own story, and committing to daily practice, you lay a strong foundation for fluent and expressive English. Embrace each step, enjoy the process, and watch as your voice becomes more natural and your confidence grows with every single word. In the story, Elena arrives in New York City full of excitement. She takes a taxi, checks into her hotel, and heads out to find lunch. At a small diner, she orders a chicken sandwich and fries, then sits beside an older woman. As Elena eats, she quietly watches the woman take fry after fry. She feels confused, nervous, and even a little angry, but says nothing. Only when her meal is almost finished does she discover a fresh box of fries tucked in her bag. Suddenly, she realizes that she has been eating the other woman's fries all along. Mortified, she whispers, "I'm sorry." And the older woman smiles kindly and says, "Have a nice day." This simple twist shows us how easy it is to misread a situation when we do not have all the facts. The deep lesson here is about patience and humility. We often form quick judgments based on what we see or feel, but we miss the full picture. In our daily lives, whether at work, at school, or in personal relationships, taking a moment to listen, observe, and check the facts can save us from embarrassment and misunderstanding. In learning English, the same idea applies. Do not be afraid to make mistakes and do not judge yourself too harshly when you stumble over a word or phrase. Instead, stay patient, keep an open mind, and allow yourself to learn with kindness toward yourself and others. Well done! By listening to the full story and practicing shadowing, you have improved your English listening and understanding. You have taken a big step forward in your learning journey. What is the main lesson we learn from Elalina's story? A. We should not jump to conclusions. B. We should always eat carefully. Comment A or B below to share your answer. If you enjoyed this lesson, please subscribe to our channel for more simple English stories. Your support and donations help us keep creating free, high-quality content for learners like you. Thank you for helping us grow.